Warning: the following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention. Well, a jolly good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, and whatever time it is in the by the way, bloody hell, it's 5:30 in the 8. Well, good morning, Cynthia. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Well, what can I say? I forgot what I was going to say now. Yes, it's going to be an interesting one today. Obviously, tonight there'll be a live stream here, and it's going to be breaking news. It's going to be very, very important that people turn up. Jenny, good morning to you. And basically, it's going to be a fun-packed live stream, especially when it comes to general stuff that's been going on. Also, I'm very tempted to actually put some stuff out there that will get people to wind their necks in. But again, let me see what happens. So, first of all, good morning. Hope everyone's right. Very cold last night, as we've all found out. And the weather's going to be interesting, to say the least. Now, before we go into the breaking news, obviously, there's a couple of things I do want to get out of the way, because this is going to be a quick one. The fires in the States and the cold over the States. I put a video up, which was quite interesting actually. I put a video. Well, it was more of a TikTok actually. I came across that when I was looking at some of the videos on YouTube, and the person was going around setting fires. Now, how demented and delusional do you have to be to go around trying to set fires in LA? And the video is in the hate group on Facebook, because that's probably the only decent place you can put it. And it's interesting that stuff like this is appearing. The fact that people are setting fires. So that brings into the next thing. Now, some of the fires are right next to the sea. So why isn't the fire brigade or why aren't the fire services using extensions water and building water reservoirs up so they do have water to fight these fires? It seems like the whole areas where these fires have been went through like a tsunami and just burnt everything down. Now, conspiracy? Not sure. Not really sure. But the thing is, it makes no sense that helium. Hi, it's 12:39 here. All right, okay. You must be somewhere in Europe then. I find it very interesting that the fires seem to be happening in certain areas, and all the A-listers, or most of the A-listers for the movies, seem to have lost everything they own. But I watched a news broadcast last night, and there was this 90-year-old. Was he 91? And he lost everything. He lost everything. And the fact that insurance companies are sort of like pulling, there was rumors that insurance companies were like sort of like pulling out of fire insurance a few months prior to that. Now you're going to get these people who are going to, they're going to like play these games about conspiracies and saying that all this was planned and everything else. And the same thing apparently, like there's mist and fog, that there's nano metals or nanoplastics or whatever in the fog and mist. Now I'm starting to see delusion. Cynthia, Megan, and Sarah have been haunted by Bruce's threats on their children. Nothing new. Those fires are as windy as hurricanes, so it's sad the loss of homes. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, people have been unalive through these fires as well. And if this was all accidental, or if it was arson, then if they find the person, then they should put them against the wall. That's, because like people have lost their lives because of all this. On the other thing, I found out some good news this morning from a couple of friends of mine. It looks like a lot of people who are suffering from PTSD basically did contact. There's different charities out there like Combat Stress and SAFA, and it seems a few people have listened and the word has spread, and people have contacted Combat Stress and other organizations over before Christmas and during Christmas. And I got contacted by a friend this morning who said that, I should give myself a pat on the back for what I've done. I'm not going to do that. As a veteran, we should all look after each other, irregardless of anything. We've all served, we've all seen it, we done it, we got the T-shirt and the CDs and the pictures. So, we should be supporting each other, and that also goes for civilians as well, people who haven't served. Everyone deserves to be treated, and everyone deserves to get that support. And that's the important part. Now, I don't care. I don't care about people's opinions, especially when it comes to me. If I want their opinion, I'll give it to them. But one thing I was really happy about is, like, I was on the phone with him for a short period before my queen woke up. So that's good. I'm happy about that. And I also got a text message as well, but that's by and by. Now, this court case, this court case is getting stranger and stranger and stranger. It was quite strange because I watched, after talking to some friends, I watched Tuggan's Megan, and I'm very surprised that they had the deposition and they were talking about everything and all that. And lo and behold, the fleas as well. But for some reason, they had theirs scripted. It was like they chose certain parts of the deposition to talk about. Now, over the last, I would say a week now, well, actual fact, over the last few weeks, I've noticed a sort of 180 with these people. 1 minute they dish out all these threats and intimidation and incitements and everything else. And then suddenly, when the tables are turned, they suddenly sit on their platform crying and upset, and again, no transparency whatsoever, none whatsoever. I mean, how hard is it for a human being to show proof of what they've done with monetary support, donations or anything else? Which brings me on to the next part. Donations. Donations they're not just here's my money, do what you like with it. Hi, Lindy. Good evening. Good evening from in Australia. Now, donations there's a big difference between a tip, a gift, and donations. Donations are specific. It's like if I donate to a charity, then I'm donating to that charity for that charity then to take those funds and put them into what they need it for. Hi, Seagull. Good morning. Have I missed anybody? Right. Anyway, and it's one of those things where especially fleas need to get used to, because if someone asks for itemized billing or they want to see proof of what you've done with that money, okay, technically they can see it. They're entitled to see it. Now, when it comes to membership, super chats, and stuff like that, that's none of your business. That's their business. So they don't have to show anything. But the transparency in regards of all the donations that have been made towards defenses and everything else, they need to show transparency. But I've been saying this for months now, and look what's happened. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Actual fact, there was a one point on my live stream, I actually we were showing the panels, the exactly same panels they've got on that fence are exactly the same panels where their little area, their toilet / bathing area is. Exactly the same panels. The fact that they only used one bag per cement per post, anyway. We'll wait and see when the next storm comes in. Touch wood, no one is hurt or injured, but let's just see what damage is made to that fence when the next storm hits. The amount of back and forth that's going on, and the amount of people who are trying to jump on this bandwagon and trying to gain fame from all this, you need to remember one thing. You should have this. I'm not saying you should have the same attitude as I've got. Like, you've come with nothing, you know, and you will leave with nothing. I'm just saying that, like, you have to have this attitude where you have to stay neutral, because when all this court case and everything else is done, when everyone goes upon their way, yeah, you have to have something to fall back on, and to copy other people or to repeat what other people say, but only use your own wording and shit like that, is not going to get you anywhere, except going to get you walking around in a circle. Now, I can't speak for anyone except for myself, and I was thinking over the last couple of days what I'm going to do if I monetize. And like when I first started, and when I first was supported by individuals, by people, I said my quote was this: any monies I make, all right, I'm going to pay them forward, and I'm going to. Hi, Cheryl. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pay it forward. I'm going to use some of it to obviously make my live streams a little bit more entertaining, i.e. like getting a stream deck and everything else, you know, making it easier to mute myself when I'm going to sneeze, cough, or blow or fart. Like right now, I just coughed. But the rest of it, I'm going to donate, or I'm going to pay forward to, you know, someone who needs it, you know, buy a super chat here, or pay for, you know, a membership there or here, whatever, but it's going to go forward. But I'm not going to pocket that money. I mean, if I do, it's going to, you know, I'm going to save up. I'm going to save a certain amount that's going to go for, you know, like a new screen, or, you know, get a new tire for the wife, or a new rim for the wife's car, or you know, or something like that. But everything else is going to go back out, and I'm going to make sure that everyone sees that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to find out, because obviously, you know, monthly things and stuff, you know, so it's probably going to be a monthly thing. Once a month, you'll spend an hour looking through all screenshots of where I've donated to and how much has been sent out. Now, one thing I've noticed is the disregard of common sense. And now, you know, I'm not perfect, and you're going to find out tonight. There's going to be a lot of stuff tonight that's going to come out, and a lot of people are not going to like it. A lot of people are going to be a little bit pissed off about it. But things need to be done, and things need to be said. My patience only goes so far, and one has to make sure that one is happy in one's streaming lifestyle type thing. So I'm a type of person, I don't use emotions to put across my message, but if you press the right button, you'll get a very assertive individual, that I can assure you of. Now, I've got a lot of people, I've come to respect a lot of people on here, and I've come to respect a lot of people who don't use the platform as much. But I've seen, Marlon, good morning. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people sort of like try to play the innocent, and I've seen a lot of people try to play games. But here's a word of advice: that game is about to come to a fucking grinding halt. That I can assure you of, because my patience only runs so far, and I don't like dishonest or hypocrites. I don't like people who think that they can play the innocent victim when they're not. I don't like people playing games. I definitely don't like people playing games with other people's fucking livelihoods. Certain comments were made the other day about Uncle Frank that I find despicable to say the least. Uncle Frank was an upstanding gent. He was the most respectful person I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. And the way people are throwing his name around like if it was a fucking toy, it's wrong. Yeah. We've lost a pillar of the community, someone who was such with, I mean, the respect and the dignity and the integrity and the way he conducted himself. A lot of people should take a page out of his book. He was probably the nicest person you'd ever come across. Right. And again, my condolences to Yoda and his family and everyone else. Morning, David. Hi, Kate. And a happy Sunday to you too. Now, and that's why I am not discussing Uncle Frank that much, because at the end of the day, we need to give and allow Yoda and other people in his family the chance to mourn and go through that mourning process. So you won't be hearing me discuss Uncle Frank until Yoda pops back in and we talk, because it's not right now. It's very fresh. So, but other people need to stop. And if you want to attack people and try to affect people's emotions by using things like that, which has happened, it happened with legal vices. It happened with my friend's mother. It happened, it's happened a few times. And we need to get used to the fact that there are some despicable, spineless, heartless individuals out there. Right? So don't fall for it. Don't allow yourself to be dragged in by these absolute clowns and despicable people, because they got nothing better to do. They're sitting down in their mother's basement, right, with their little keyboard in front of them, and that's all they can do. And as soon as they walk out into sunlight, it's like a vampire walking into the sun. So just try to picture that, and then you'll be good. Now, everyone has an opinion, and everyone has a right to say their opinion, irregardless of who you are, what you are. May you be on that side, but it doesn't matter what side you're on or what camp you're in or what group you belong to. Now, this is a certain message. This is a message from me to a certain individual who seems to like to post crap on Facebook and go and hang out in the Flea's live stream, and likes to change his name multiple times. Now, from his behavior and the way he types and the way he comes across, he's definitely got some sort of issue going on. So therefore, I have to curtail my response to this individual, which because I have ethics, and there's one thing I will not do. I will not degrade or go after someone who's got either physical or mental disabilities. But what I would say is that this individual needs to be taken with a pinch of salt, and people need to understand that in certain aspects of Asperger's, right, people who suffer from Asperger's have issues with social, what you call it, social. What's the word for it? Social cues, right, or behavioral cues, and they don't see that, right? They just see it straight down the line. And that's one thing I've been noticing, the way this individual, different accounts, Helix, Zen Warrior, and all these different names. You just ignore this individual. If need be, block this individual. I have blocked multiple people on this platform, and it's probably the best thing I've ever done. I am a mod in some channels, and unfortunately, as a mod, you do see these individuals. But it's up to me to ignore these people, and I do. And you have to find that energy to ignore. Because if you don't ignore these people, you're going to end up being dragged into something, and it's going to be emotional. It's not going to be. It's all going to be emotional, because your emotions, right? When you're emotional, you react, and emotional reactions are not good. And that's why I love the fact that I say it as it is. I see it as it is, and it's one of those things. But tonight, the live stream, where I'm going to have obviously a guest on, my pretty, hopefully. One thing I can tell you now, in the near future, we are going to be having special guests on. Who they are is irrelevant, but you'll find out on the day. And you're going to be very surprised. My queen is standing right behind me, looking at me in an angry way. I'm not angry. I love you. Yeah. So be aware that this whole scenario, this whole thing, the reason I was sort of like pulled back a little bit is because what I needed to do, I've done. But it's like sending a kid into a toy shop and telling that child that you can't touch or go anywhere near the toys. The amount of stuff. Good morning, Mama Joe. Hi. Good morning. The amount of stuff that's come up to the surface is absolutely mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling. And there's other stuff that you're going to hear tonight. You're going to hear here for the first time. Okay. I shall give her that hug. But I don't think if I do that hug, then you know what? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I shall. One thing I can assure you is that tonight's live stream is not going to be one of those live streams where you're going to hear some home truths. That's for sure. That is for that I can assure you of. A lot of stuff is going to be put to bed. Now, I know I've got my fans on the outside who are listening in. They're little puppies, bless them, who are going to go running back to the fleas. And, that's Freckle Ginger. Hi, Freckle. And that's their choice. Everyone has a right to say that. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something right now. Why is there one rule for one and a different rule for everyone else? Why is it that people sit on their platforms and go, oh, we've got the freedom of speech, we got the freedom of expression, blah, 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 but other people can't? Newsflash, you can. And the fact that certain individuals on their platforms have actually broken the terms of service and guidelines and community rules of YouTube is, yeah. Good morning, pole dancing lizard. Welcome to the stream. Oh, bubbles. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my energy on that prat. Fucking pleb. But yeah, you're gonna enjoy tonight's stream. That's for sure. Because a lot of home truths are going to be said. A lot of facts that I brought up months ago. Thank you so much, my queen. Mm-hmm. Love you. Love you more. Okay. Fight it. And yeah, and this is just a start, because the thing is, let's look at this at a bigger picture. Okay. Now, obviously, apparently, well, it is true, because I pretty mentioned it the other night, is that Bruce is looking for every lawyer. Now, any lawyer that is dumb enough to get involved in this case is going to be a scapegoat for Bruce. We all know what the score is with him. I mean, like I said, if he's still got his license to practice law after all this, then you guys need to petition to the High Court, or whatever you call it over there. What's it called? The Supreme Court of America, or I don't know what you call it. Right? Is to sort out the law in America, because Mud Monster Metal Detected. Morning, welcome to the. I'm not even gonna. Yeah. I mean, like, I did a little bit of research, and it's not. Florida seems to be full of corruption. I mean, like, we're not even talking about Miami, like Miami or Tampa, major cities in Florida, but all these towns. There must be so much corruption that I'm surprised that Florida hasn't been on the radar. No proper any. I mean, like, I'm surprised that Scott Stark is still, um, if he is going to be doing this trespass case, he is walking into a losing battle. Because the thing is, I did my research and I've looked, and a renter or someone who is renting or on a property, and considering he was given um, Lynette money for electricity and other stuff, for medication, whatever, and gave her that card, right? As a renter, if he is being evicted, like she evicted him, he is legally entitled to ask someone to help him remove his property from that property, which he did. Now, I really do hope that there was countersuits after the thumbnail case. I do hope they all countersue, and it's a class action suit. And I also hope that every single person in the trespass case, which I hope that they put in a countersuit, and I hope they do it sooner than later. Um, And also, what I find quite interesting is the Ohio cases. Now, I'm not sure what's going on there, but the amount of third party contacts, and everything else. The problem is the Fleas decided to be the PR team for Lynette Preston, and we've already seen that Lynette Preston has been talking been chatting away, and apparently she wants to go on another fucking cruise. I wonder who that's going to be with, huh? I wonder who that's going to be with. Let me give you a little slip. What, the same one she called to accuse someone of saying? Yes. Glory Bird, good morning. Welcome to the stream. And welcome. Thank you very much for your support, your sub, and you being here. And good morning. Here's one thing I am going to say is this in regards of all this. Okay, we need to remember the case. We need to keep talking about the case, because, like, everyone is trying to deflect away from the case. They're trying, especially the Fleas, like, little Crocodile Dundee and Jabba the Who, right? They're all trying to, deflect away from the case, because the more they deflect away from the case, people will pay more attention to the drama and the toxicity than the actual case. Now, I've always been keeping an eye on the case, and when the court documents come in, I'm always asking someone over in the States, or I'm talking to someone in the States about the documents, so I can get an idea of what's being said, because I'm not really caught up on the American, docket system. But by the looks of it, Bruce is not doing himself any favors, and considering that he handed the deposition to the Fleas, who are not paralegals, they're not legally trained, they're just like you and me and anyone else. They're like Siri. Yes, he is a real person. He is real, and he's a grotty little fuck as well. I mean, there's a coffee cup that's probably got about 6 years worth of copy rims on it, and his laptop is absolutely disgusting. So yeah, he's real. And I'm not even going to entertain the fact this conspiracy. Oh, but he could be a fact. No, he's real. I assure you. But good question, though. Good question. With the amount of deflection and smoke popping that's been going on, all these smoke screens that have been going on, What isn't real? What, let me do a slug. Lawyers are not real. There you go. Bless his cotton socks. But good morning to you, Big Dirt. Good morning, Dirt. How you doing, fella? I mean, you should know. You should know. I mean, let's put it this way. Wait a minute. They said four lawyers. So do we know who the 4 lawyers is? Well, if they have 4 lawyers, then they must be rinsing it. They must be rich, really rich, because I doubt very much there'll be that many lawyers out there, right, who will do pro bono. And if they do pro bono, they're dumb, especially Border Spawn. Hi, Sandy Lou. It's one of those things where you have to think about, how can I put it? If hypothetically speaking, if for example, Flea Womble God 1. God, I got so many names for that stupid cow. Right, say for example, Flea 1, right? I'm doing fine, fella. I'm doing fine. If she gets a lawyer, if Robbie gets a lawyer, if Tori gets a lawyer, if Kendra gets a lawyer, if David gets a lawyer, okay, if they all get lawyers, it's going to cost them money. All right, it's going to cost them money. It's going to cost them a shitload. It's going to cost them a lot of money. That I can assure you of. These lawyers are not going to do this shit for nothing. And when they see what case it is, good morning, Lorianne. Oh, and by the way, Sandy Lou is Welsh, aren't you, Sandy Lou? Unless you're not, because Boeda means good morning. Just before I'd mention that. God, you guys are trying to derail me so much. What the hell? Oh God. So yeah, I mean, that's going to be an interesting thing, because these lawyers will then have to catch up, and then as soon as they come across Boris, as soon as they come across Bubbles, they're going to take one look at this and they're going to go, "Fuck no, I'm not getting involved in this one. This is dirty." He hasn't gone by any of the rules for a long time, and then he wants to blame other people on YouTube like MG Law that had nothing to do with this case. Nothing. He hasn't. I don't know. I don't even know the guy. Never heard. I mean, I've heard of the name, but I've never seen or met the guy. And then you've got, DUI guy. That, oh fucking hell, he's not happy. I can see him. I can tell you right now, you're gonna see some shit fest coming from that corner. That I can assure you of. That thumbnail case is not over yet. That's nowhere close over. There's going to be a counter suit, and good luck, Bruce. You're going to need it. Actual fact, you should start looking for a federal lawyer right now, or a. So good luck on that one. I went on and it stated, if you are adopting a child, do not ask, beg for money, and believe that other is going to pay your bills, food, car, house, so you. That's we can talk about that later. But I'm just saying that the thing is, there's a lot of people at the moment, trying to make themselves, trying to get themselves famous for the wrong reasons, and it may come back to bite them in the ass. Now, I mean, I don't really care about people's opinions. What I do care about is the fact that what I've witnessed over the last few weeks is something that I'm glad that I'm no longer involved in. Because, well, I wasn't involved in the first place. Having an opinion and doing the research, which is very easy, because the interwebs, they do The interwebs is a very nice instrument to have. It's a very nice tool to have, and it's also very giving as well. Pardon me. Yeah, Lindy. Oh yeah. By the way, bonjour, Lindy. Salut. I can tell you right now, I don't want to be on the receiving end of the DIY guy in MG Law, because and like I've been saying this from day one. The only person who's been flapping their gums because they wanted PR, right, was Bruce, and I showed that the other night. Hi, Ali. I showed that the other night with the post he made. Now he's been going on about this for months, and that's why he probably wanted to jump onto Larry's and other people's platforms to talk about his case. Now, here's the thing: how many lawyers do you know who belittle, insult, and try to attack other lawyers and judges who are responsible to deal with ethical violations? How many do you know? How many times have you heard, all right, about lawyers being in front of a judge, all right, and then getting their hands slapped for that type of behavior, right? And and don't forget, this guy's been at this for 2 years, and he got fired for. Another thing, someone gets fired from a legal team, a legal company, a company that is full of lawyers. Okay, someone who's fired, irregardless if it's right or wrong. The fact that he got fired for his conduct and behavior, even though he was right or was wrong, or they were right or wrong, the fact that he was fired must have gave them a reason. It can't be just because of one instance that he was fired. Has anyone ever stepped out that box and gone, do you know what? That's a good point. If you work at a job at 9 to 5, okay, and then suddenly you get fired for no reason whatsoever, and then you go to a small claims unit, or you go to industrial court, or you go to you go to an employment lawyer, right? Which he deals with employment, okay, and basically you get fired. You go to a lawyer. The lawyer says, right, okay, you have got grounds to put a claim in. They then go to court, okay, and you win that case, but you end up on a disciplinary. And it was because of $500. $500, yeah, okay, fair enough. $500 for some people, it's a lot of money. But you richly cause a shitfest that ends up you being put on a disciplinary board with the ABA and the Connecticut board. I mean, committee. I mean, I can't even find the wording for this shit. Yeah, probably. I mean, because the thing is, I mean, I can remember. I'll give you an example. Before this guy got charged, well, he didn't get charged. He got fucking aggied. He got a couple of sanctions, and then he got busted down. Right, and he was warned multiple times. I mean, he was warned so many times that it even reflected it in his SJARs, right, or his insert reports or CR reports, right. And SJARs or MPARs, these are like, you got mid-year appraisal, and then you got full year appraisal, which basically like projections and goals and everything else. And are you being put forward for promotion, yes or no? And it gives you like grading. All right, you can get A. I mean, a soldier in the British Army getting an A, you richly have to suck off the colonel, but that's by and by, right? But the fact is, you'll get Bs, you got B pluses, you get C minuses, C pluses, and and then you have like personal reports from your RL1 and RL2, right? Which is like 1 rank up, 2 ranks up, And this guy it ended up being reflected onto his SGR. And he got warned so many times that if he carried on, it could affect his career. He didn't listen. He didn't care. And then basically, bang, he ended up in front of the fucking RSM, then he ended up in front of the colonel, bang, he got busted down, and back to square one. And because he got butthurt about it, right, he put in his fucking PDR and then left. And then when he left, in a certain period of time, you can put a service complaint in. And he put a service complaint in, and then the service complaint, and then he tried to take him to court. But the thing is, they had all the proof. They had the evidence of his behavior. And the thing is, because they went through this, they followed every single system, every single step to discipline him. They were not in the wrong. They were in the right. Right. But still under employment law. Yeah. So, yeah, he sort of won, but he lost. He lost a career in the military, but he won, Yeah, she's all right. She's fine. She's sitting there reading. What are you reading, by the way?
I was a sci-fi book.
Oh, she's reading a sci-fi book. And she's...
Marines.
What?
It's called Marines.
Marines?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Marines as in Marines.
Yes, I get it. Don't make me come up there. I'll fight you. All right. Send help. But, and here's the thing. It's mind-boggling that this guy lies. He's deceptive. He makes shit up. He makes mistakes. And the thing is, he sounds like a slapped child. He sounds like a child who just had the leg slapped because they were done something wrong. And then when he gets in front of a judge, I mean, the perfect example, right? The perfect example is when he was in Pensacola. He interrupted that magistrate. That magistrate has probably got more patience than me, because I would have fucking held him in contempt and I would have just put him in a cell. But the fact that you're right, okay, and the fact that he has got away with that gives him that thought, like, oh yeah, I can fucking do this. I can do it. I don't think that's a good idea to think like that, Brucey boy. I think you've actually I think you've poked a bear that was asleep and is now sort of drowsy. And the fact that, like, Shower's deposition that we've all heard, the evidence that Shower has put out there, and to be honest with you, you need to commend this woman, right? And the minute and then as soon as she puts all this out and she's being, upfront about everything. Yes, she was no angel, just like Jeremy and like everyone else. I mean, I did research on her as well. I'm not going to hide that fact, right? The fact that she's brought all this stuff to the surface has opened up the floodgates. And the fact that she's proven a lot of stuff that people have been, speculating and sort of like guessing, right? And it's turned out to be true. Now, tonight's stream, you're going to be... No. I don't sing on command. How? Once I was a small boy. Dee-bee-dee-bee-dee-bee-dee-bee-dee-bee-doo. You're gonna walk through 3 foot of snow, slip on your bum, and go sliding down the steps. Glory Bird. I believe the Olympic Games are scheduled to be held in Los Angeles in a few years. Yeah, once it's rebuilt. Therefore, Los Angeles will most likely be rebuilt rather quickly within the next 3 years. Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the United States over the American East that is making me go, But anyway, Bruce, don't you find it quite interesting that he wasn't on that platform for weeks? And the moment you mention it, he's suddenly on that platform. It's so easy to control these fucking idiots. I tell you, I feel like I've got a remote control in my hand. But another thing. Now, like I said, this live is not going to be that long. But one thing I can assure you of, tonight, is going to be bringing some breaking news that I can assure you. Oh, yes. Hi, Kate Room. All right. That I can assure you of. All right. So make sure you're here. It's going to be sort of a long one. There's going to be a lot of evidence shown, a lot of stuff said, a lot of things done, and it's going to be, yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Why? Do you know? I thought, when you. It's very hard to find the words right now to what I want to say. In my head, it's like a film. I can see everything that's going on. But it's so hard to explain because it's very easy for people to assume and jump on the bandwagon. Oh my God, who is torturing that cat? I just said how. Oh no, that's probably two cats fighting. Right? I mean, it, a lot of people I have seen on their platforms assume stuff. They've said they've come out with stuff which is like assumption, or they've repeated what's been said. I mean, I was watching a stream a few days ago where the person repeated exactly the same thing that I said a few months ago, but only in their own words. And I sat there and I was like, I just started laughing. I was like, that's funny as fuck. But here's the thing. If you don't do research or you don't check, this is why I've sort of stepped back, because everything now has turned into a he said, she said thing. And it's getting to a point where people are becoming personal, and people are making indirect or, not direct threats, but indirect threats, or, intimidation or incitement for other people to then go and fucking attack or bother people. Oh, this is my whole point, Seagull. What he's doing, he's going over that, and then he's going to go over there, and he's setting fire there. He's going over there, he's setting fire there. He's going here, he's setting fire there. He's going here, he's setting fire there. He's going here, setting fire there. And at some point, one of these fires is going to turn into an inferno, and he's going to come in with his fire engine and his branch attached to a hose, and he's going to put that fire out like the big hero he wants to be. And that's what he's doing. This is why he's dragged this out over the last few months. This is why he's done these frivolous lawsuits, like the From There One and the trespass. This is why this is his technique, because he's out of his league. He's an employment lawyer. He's not one of these generic lawyers who knows what they're doing, right? And that's what people. Well, I've noticed anyway. What he's doing, he's like throwing hurdles. He's throwing these roadblocks up to make it harder for people. So he's got enough time to go and write up these stupid, what do you call it? I call them omissions of stupidity, right? Because like, I'm sure he sits there and he's like copying and pasting. He's like, copy that, or paste that there, I'll leave that out, and I'll take that, put that there, and I'll put that, oh no, I'll leave that out, and I'll take that, and I'll put that there, and then just make it sort of, it flows, and that's his motion. Then he'll put that in, and then a couple of days later it gets denied, right? And the thing is, everything that the motion that's gone in lately, the fact that the judge has turned around and said, you two need to fucking get on the phone and talk to each other and sort this out, or you're coming back down to Pensacola and I'll sort it out for you. And what I want to see, me personally, I don't know about anyone else, me personally, I want to see him and Socket in front of that judge. Because Randy Socket he's got everything he needs. So there you go. There's my motion. And here are my grounds and reasons for it. That motion that he put in, fucking straightforward. Very straightforward. And what did Deuce do? Why is he dragging his feet? Why is he taking his time to respond? Why is he not doing what he's supposed to do as a lawyer? Why is he dragging his feet? That's the question you should be asking. Why is he delaying everything? Because what he doesn't realize is that everything he owns is on the plate as well. You got the flu, drink lots of water, mate, keep yourself warm. Freckled, keep yourself warm, drink lots of fluid, and try to get yourself lemsip or chicken soup with lots of black pepper. That'll help you. I mean, the thing is, disclosure is not that hard to do. You've got your evidence, they got their evidence. You hand over what you've got, they hand over what they've got. None of these like fucking courtroom tricks where you go, oh, here and evidence this. Well, wait a minute, you haven't. That wasn't in the discovery. So, and that's the problem. He's dragging this shit out. He is dragging it out. And the fact that, let me put it this another way. I've already sort of pictured a scenario where they go into federal court. Federal court is over, regardless what happens. And then right that day, in federal court, outside there's a couple of guys waiting, or a couple of people waiting. As soon as Lynette Preston, John Cook, and Bruce and all these idiots walk out, they all get served. That's what I'm picturing. And I hope that happens. And I hope someone is there to film it when it does happen. Because I'll tell you one thing, that would be the best day ever. Because then there's none of this dragging your feet, taking your time, wasting everyone's time and money. And the fact that one thing I do like is that I have come to know so many nice people from all this. So there's also positiveness out of the negative. So there's light inside the darkness. I've met Madam Mayor and Brett, two of the nicest people ever. I've met Travis, fucking awesome guy. I've met, Rattus. I've met quite a lot of people who I like. I'll be honest with you, who I really, really do like. And, and I've met you guys. And to be someone who never expected to be where he is today on YouTube, I just have to take this opportunity to thank everybody. And I really do. And I'm saying that as genuine as I possibly can. But one thing I want you guys to do, you need to do your own research. You need to do your own checks, because at the end of the day, it's all good and fine me sitting here and spieling off all this stuff. But somewhere down the line, you need to do your research as well. So when you do come in here and we are talking or discussing something like that, then you already know about what we're discussing. So all it is confirmation. 1 second, I need to blow my nose, and I'm going to sneeze as well. So I'll be right back. 1 sec. What are you thanking me for, Merlin? What are you thanking me for? You don't have to thank me for anything. No, that was the wrong one. Yeah, oh, God, Jesus. Oh, fuck. Ah. Now, oh, my word. Oh, yeah, I think I got my cold back. Wow. What's that stuff you sniff into your nose? No, not that Wicks. Not Wicks. It's the powder. Sniffing powder or something like that. Sniff or snuff or... Huh? Okay. Not cocaine. What the fuck? Where did that come from? Oh, yeah. Excuse me, darling. Just go outside and dig up the 2 kilos of cocaine. No. Oh, you're more than welcome, Alan. You're more than welcome. Whew, you must. Oh, wait a minute. But remember the one thing, guys. What I'm going to probably do. I don't know if I should do this or not. Besides the gaming, I'm also going to, like I said, I'm going to do a panel as well, and I'm going to try and get people onto this panel like once, twice a month, and we're going to talk about like computers, about general knowledge and stuff like that, or like stuff that's happened and that, but also in regards of gaming and that. And I'm going to try and get someone who's legally knowledgeable, so people can learn about the law. Because I think it's very important that we all know about law, and also about the winter, how to deal with like ice on your car. Well, here's a little trick. Your kettle, if you got hot water, let it go cold, right? And use cold water out of your kettle, right, for your windscreen. One, it won't crack your windscreen, and because it's distilled water, it'll get rid of the ice. Because don't forget distilled water. Yeah. Anyway, snuff. Thank you, Jenny. There you go, snuff. Yeah, years ago, someone had that, and I tried it. Jesus Christ, my brain came out and surrendered. Gee, he talked to me about investment. Oh, pyramid scheme. Yeah, no, not going to happen. Yeah, and is it me, or I don't know if this is true or not. But didn't someone mention that apparently Jeremy Hales can bring the court case forward? Oh yeah, the law over. I mean, let's put it this way. Over here, if Biscuit Boy would have come and came into arm's distance of me, the way he did with Mr. Rattus that night at the town hall, Mr. Biscuit Boy would have been sitting down. Because over here we have a law which states that you are allowed by law to use preemptive strike if you believe that your person is in danger, or you feel threatened or are distressed, or you need to. But the thing is, a preemptive strike can only be used if there's no way out. If you can't get away from someone, and if that person keeps on coming, then you are legally entitled to a preemptive strike. However, a preemptive strike means pow, sit down, walk away. It doesn't mean pow, sit down, pow, 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 and then walk away. There's a big difference. Just like if you break into someone's property, I mean, we don't need pew-pews over here to restrain someone who's entered your castle, because it's a castle doctrine. I am the king of the castle. So if you come into my property uninvited, or you break into my property, I'm allowed to protect my castle. Yeah, well, we're not. I don't like that stuff. I don't discuss because there's legal ramifications about that. So, yes, he can bring it sooner. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I think he should. I think he should. Because at the end of the day, if I can remember correctly, it's got a jury as well. So to get a jury in won't take long. So yeah, I think I've got a funny feeling it's going to happen sooner. I swear to God, if this carries on, I'm going to put toilet paper in my nostrils. And also something else, we've got small claims courts over here as well. Right, there's one court up north. Well, down. Where is it again? That automatic court. Is it? There's a place in the Midlands, and you can just write into that court, and it will automatically go through. And next thing you know, you got the bailiffs knocking on your door. That's another thing. Once the bailiff takes over that account and takes that debt, it's no longer your debt. It's theirs. And if you park on a car park that's got a third party security or clamping system, right, and they give you a ticket, right, as long as you haven't gone into contract with them, 90% of the time, you can ignore them because what they're going to do. And because they try to threaten you with bailiffs and stuff like that, if they can't prove contract or agreement, a contract agreement, yeah. There's a lot of stuff over here in the UK that a lot of people try to circumvent. And there's courts, especially if you go in front of a judge, right? Not one of these automated courts, but in front of a real judge, magistrate or judge, you'll find out very quickly how quick you'll win that case. You don't tell me nothing, Marlon. You're not my mum. Oh, you mean, yeah, Bailey's, the High Court. Yeah, the High Court judgments. Yeah, if you get a High Court, if you get a High Court agent knocking on your door, there's nothing you can do because that's classified as a warrant. So therefore, yeah. But they can't under. I've been doing a bit of research. I'm not sure, but I need to double check this. But they can't make you homeless. A High Court writ cannot make you homeless because that goes against your human rights, especially if you've got children. But don't quote me on that. But going back to the fleas, I mean, right, anyone from the UK in here right now, everyone from the UK right now, press 1. Hey, AVA, how you doing, brother? Good to see you in here this morning. Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Anyone for the UK, press 1. Okay, we've got your hose. Josie is 1. Yeah, you're from. Yeah. Okay, Dave. Yeah. Okay, DC. Yeah. Audio. Oh, hi. Good morning, Audio. Thanks for and DC. Thanks for letting me know you're here. Paula. AVA, you're not from the UK. Stop it. Behave yourself. You okay? Oh, God, that's even worse than Geordie. Oh, I come down late. No, I'm enjoying. Right. Everyone, right. Here's the thing. In the UK, right, you have the right to refuse access to your property, right? It's called the rights of access. You can remove the rights of access to anybody, right? And that also can be telephonically, it can be via email or in person or anything else, okay? So that means you can actually put that. So all you need to do is go online, find that paperwork, the official paperwork, right? And then say and then if you don't want to put your name on it, it says I, homeowner, hereby refuse access to this property, da, 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 da. And if you laminate it and put it on your property, right, and you address those individuals, if they come on your property, it's classified as trespass, right? And it stops them from going. And that also includes, and the police cannot do anything because it's a civil matter. It's not a criminal matter. Morning, Lisa. Good morning, Lisa. Hi. Oh, you're still waking up. Right. Okay. Let me just check something. I can't remember what it's called, but what is it called? 1 second, I'm just looking for it. Okay, yeah. there is a thing called. Let me just make it right so everyone understands. Right. Okay, so for example, right, excuse me for my sniffing, I do apologize. Right, the Limitation Act. Okay, the Limitation Act is like if you're in debt. Okay, it's a safe example. Right, after 5 years, or I think it's gone up to 6 years now. I don't know if what you need to do a check. It's the Limitation Act 1980. Right, it comes under Section 32 of the postponement of limitation period. Right, there's that. Right, Section 11. Right, it's limited act of in respect of personal injuries. Section 14 is definition of date of knowledge of purpose. And Section 2 is time limit action funded. All right. But the Limitation Act of 1980 is an act which obviously came into Parliament in 1980, and it still goes now, that after 6 years, if someone contacts you and they want repaying after 6 years, you do not respond. After 6 years, you have no legal bindings to respond. Okay, because they have no longer legal rights, right, to contact you about any outstanding payments. Right, and that's only for my home country, Wales, and the UK and England. Right, what happens in Scotland comes under the sheriff, and what happens in Ireland is up to them, up to the little munchkin guy. Right. Marlin, America was born in 1775, not 16th century, 1600. And the laws there started changing after the foundation of the Constitution, and the Constitution was created. That's when all that stuff came in. I mean, I don't know about a lot of history about America, but that's Canada does have laws that still from the UK. Excuse me. I do apologise for the sniffing in that. It looks like I'm getting a blocked nose again. But yeah, so you need to look up Limitation Act. Okay, the Limitation Act 1980. Right. The other one, okay, right, is denied access to the property or to, right, and this can be sent as a written notice. It can be printed out and put outside, right? Yeah. So basically, if someone comes onto my property, they have to ask me. My neighbor has to ask me first. Okay, then I give him rights to access to my property. However, right, for order access under the Access to Neighbouring Land Act 1992, you can remove right, access to any of your property, and that also includes contact you and everything else. So if you're from the UK, yeah. Now, and the reason I'm talking about this is because of certain things. When they're talking about third-party contact over in the States, now, I'm not fairly clued up on that. Right, so oh God, my nose, Jesus. Right, so third-party contact, right, refers to an indirect, okay, this is indirect communication or interaction with a protected person through another individual, including intentional unlawful threats. This is indirect contact that can be as harmful, as dangerous, and as direct contact, right? Now, how many times do you think there has been contact between Lynette Preston, John Cook, and Jeremy Hales? How many times do you think there's been contact? Say let's take this month. Let's take the last 12 days in January and the first 12 days in January and the last 12 days in December. How many times do you think there's been third party contact? How many times do you think? Expired license and the Victorian police demanded. Oh, they do. Every government has it, Smitty. Every government has a DNA register. How many times do you think there's been third party contact between them two idiots and Jeremy Hales and George? How many times do you think there's been third party contact? Anybody? No? Well, let me give you a little bit of insight. All right. Anything what is stated on that restraining order, that permanent restraining order, right? First of all. The second thing, wherever the respondent asked a third party to contact the petitioner. So that means the Fleas, Biscuit Boy, Jabba the Hoot, anybody talking or responsible, right? And that includes anonymous people posting and everything else. All that is third party contact. Exactly. Every day. Whether the petitioner or law enforcement would intercept the contact as having been initiated by the respondent. Now, as far as I'm concerned, all right, there has been continuous contact with the Hales nearly every day. Every day. May it be via Bruce, may it be via the Fleas, may it be via the other idiots that are all on this bandwagon. All right. So I'm not up to date on the Ohio case. I'm sure they had to go up there. I think there was a case. I don't know if it's being postponed or what's going on, but it would be nice if, I'm going to ask a couple of people over in the States to do a little bit of research on that for me to get some information. But they've definitely broke that restraining order multiple times. All right. And the fact, and here's the problem, Fräulein Rabusi. Okay, here's a problem that you're not going to get out of because there's, is the fact that while you were in Otter Creek, you came under that umbrella. Now, the umbrella states at the entrance of the properties, it's 10 foot. Anything else is 500 foot. Now, the fact that you stated that you are representing and the PR team for Lizard Preston driving past the schoolhouse was within 500 feet. So therefore, you have breached that permanent restraining order due to the fact that you made the statement of the effect that you were the PR team and that you speak on behalf of them and that you basically represent them. So here's your problem. And a bigger problem than you think is the fact that you said it live. And that's that there is your problem. So try to get yourself out of that one. Schmelly girl. And there you go, guys. Do your research. And I wonder what Sean Martin's going to do. The thing is, he basically only wrote, I think he was pro bono. So, but I find it quite interesting that David Helm, aka MLS, I find it quite interesting that his name keeps cropping up. Considering that in 2014 he got a slap on the wrist. Don't you find that funny? Don't you find that interesting? I find that extremely interesting. Because that should make you think. Well, I hope he does, Seagull, because the thing is, if he that restraining order, that right there could basically, it looks like it looks like Bruce will be going to Ohio as well. He's going to be a busy boy, isn't he? He's going to be a busy boy. Oh yes, he is. Oh yes, he is. Now, tonight, remember, keep your eyes out tonight. All right, pro bono, my Belgian ass. Kate. For some reason, I just pictured a Belgian bum of a okay. Oh, this is funny. Bonus, I think you mean pro bono, didn't you? Oh yeah, I think he is in Sweden, but then again, I mean, like, yeah, I've yeah. Okay then, tell me why are they risking everything? Because they want clout. I can tell you right now, they've made a lot of money off this. I can't speak for myself because I'm not monetized, so and I won't be for a while. But that's my choice. Yes, it is. It's my choice. But remember, guys, tonight's live stream is going to be breaking news. It's going to be breaking news. You're going to enjoy it. That's for sure. Yeah. Let's blame Jeremy. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable saying that, to be honest. I really don't know because he's under enough shit as it is. You know. Yeah, fuck it. Let's blame Jeremy. No, do you know what? Let's blame. What's that statue at the front door called? Who's that? What's that mannequin called at the front of the gate, front of the door? Anyone remember the name of that mannequin? I think like if you pay, I mean, you can pay it yearly. What time are you live? It's going to be probably about 7 o'clock my time, GMT. Because it's going to be it's going to be entertaining. Put it that way. You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it. Oh boy, are you gonna enjoy it? Yeah, it's gonna be an eye opener. That's for sure. Marilyn, there you go. Let's blame Marilyn. Screw it. Let's blame Marilyn. It's all Marilyn's fault. She should be a better security at that place. There you go. It's Marilyn's fault. Marilyn Monroe's fault. Let's blame Marilyn. Good. Do you know what? I watched the stream. The last couple of nights I've watched the stream and I've seen the evidence, yeah. It looks like I don't think Womblegob 1 expected her own dirt to be shown. Yeah. But then again, I mean, she's had a personal vendetta against Jeremy from the get-go, and not just, she's used Lynette and John Cook for this, and this has been going on for quite a long time, way before Lynette even turned up. That's for sure. I remember. Yes. Yeah. Marilyn Rabies. Yeah. Yeah, I've got one here, Jenny. I've got one right with me right now. Just so you know, if you delete your messages, it's still showing on screen, just so you know. And do you know what? It'll be nice. It's actually nice to see Megan and Tug on with Jeremy, because you've got a really good dynamic going on there, you know. And I just hope that Jeremy and George can, do what they need to do and just relax a little bit, considering that people are on this. But one thing I can assure you of, there's more shit coming to the surface. And also, it's very interesting. Someone posted about Lynette. Apparently, turned their charity into a incorporated. Interesting. And it wasn't Lynette; it was her sister. Go figure. Don't you find that interesting? Why would you turn a charity into incorporated? Why would you do that? Anyone? Anyone would like to answer that question? It's okay, Smitty. I'm only busting your balls. Don't worry. I'm only joking. Yeah. Crying defamation of a husband for reading public records that they truly love. Yeah. Wait a minute. I don't know, and I really don't care if they have children or not. And if they do, then oh god. But that's nothing to do with me if they got children, because at the end of the day, you can't blame the children for the fuck ups the parents do. Yeah, they are adults, and you can't blame children for this. Excuse me. That'd be unjust. Unless it's like the victim advocate from Levy County whose son attacked Jeremy, then we've got something to say. Then it's like, mother like son. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's all right, Smitty. Don't worry about it, mate. Yeah, there's a lot of accusations of defamation. I mean, it's just like the word racist. It's been used so much for everything. People have forgot the word discrimination. And now that defamation and slander are being used so much that it's losing its effectiveness as a word. Thank you, Cynthia. Oh God, not again. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't have time to. So 1 second, please. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh yeah, 501c3. Now that's quite interesting. So let me get this right. Maybe I'm just seeing shit. So on February the 9th, 2022, okay, now this is a file date. Registration type, domestic corporation. Securities and Exchange Commission status active. All right. Filing is on the 9th of 2022, State Department Corporation, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now, a shelving Inc. was updated in November 2024. All right. But it was received on the 30th of October. All right. So that explains something to me. Is that a 501c3? Morning, Gary. Morning, Sandra. There you go. So what's the difference? Someone in America explained to me the difference between a 501. Yeah, the 501c3 and incorporation. Because a 501c3, if I remember correctly, is a charity based. Yeah. Incorporation is not charity, or is it? Or do you cover, are both covered under the 501c3? Be nice to know. Talking about Coke, I need to go and get Dr. Pepper. That'll make me healthy again. What's that? Okay. So what is the difference? Are they both the same? Or are they different? Or do I need to Google? Greta! Hey, good morning to you. Good morning. Oh my God, everyone is becoming a nurse. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Ladies, get into a line. Right, so, a 501c3 is a non-profit, right. I don't believe they are incorporated. I believe it's an LLC. Well, here it says incorporated. It says it's a shelving Inc. Corporation type, non-profit. Interesting. Interesting. So what does that tell you? Oh God, that Dr. Pepper's nice. Pardon me. What are you staring at, cat? Yes, baby. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. Well, clean yourself then. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. I'm just absolutely taken back by this whole bullshittery. And by the way, guys, don't forget to give the old like button a slap. And I would like to welcome anyone who's new. I am Spawn Trooper, your host. The one with a sexy voice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lord Vader. Yes, Master. Rise. Anyway, so what was I going to say? Do you know, it's really weird. When I get ill, I always have that deep voice. Yes. S Corp and LLC. Types of corporations: C Corp, S Corp. Right, let me have a check on that again. State Department Corporation Division. Non-profit. No. It doesn't tell me anything. Oh, wait a minute. Other D director. Registered agent. So John Cook is a director. Someone called Patricia is director. Oh, that's her sister. Right. Okay. Director. How can Lynette Preston be a director and a registered agent? You know. Well, the thing is, by the looks of it, people have been like looking into this, so it'll be interesting to see what taxes she's paid, or if any type of any fees she's paid. So, but I think that's irrelevant. I think that's what certain individuals want people to do. Right? They want you distracted. They want you to do stuff like that and do the research and to distract you. Quick question: is one turtle on its back a business? One turtle on its back is cruelty, and the animals should be removed from that person. I think I saw a picture, or I seen a screenshot of a turtle on the back. Yeah, it's just like Robbie having over 35 plus small alligators in a container, which I wouldn't even call big enough for 20 or 10. These animals are, they eat each other. So the fact that he had over 30 plus in there just shows you what these people are like. And that's another thing. The fact that he says to a news report that he had no insurance, but then says on a platform that he's been insured for 26 years. Yeah, right. Okay, so what is it? Did you lie to the news reporter, or are you lying on that platform? And he says that he's also and I'm actually fuck you know, I can't believe I just remembered this. I knew there was something I wanted to say the other night when my pretty was on. Yeah, it's quite interesting. I contacted certain banks, and including Lloyd's Bank, and I've got one of their business managers or their business account people going to be contacting me soon, because they found it quite interesting when I stated to them. I said, and I quote what I said. I said, "Can I ask you a question in regards of someone running a crocodilia, slight sort of like dangerous animal zoo type business? Do you insure them?" And they went, "Oh, here in the UK." And I went, "No." I went, "Where?" And I went, "United States." And this individual was not very, put it this way, they were like extremely confused that someone in the United States would try to get insurance through a bank in the UK. And I'm going to do a little bit of deep digging on this one, because I think that when Robbie was employed or was contracted by Discovery, okay, right, the insurance for when they do anything, okay, there is a representative from certain insurances, and they will then insure, because they have to protect themselves. The production company, they have to protect themselves. Now, if the production company is stationed or placed in London or in Tokyo or New York or anywhere, they will use the local insurance, and they will go for international insurance. Now, Lloyd's, for example, that's the one with the black horse. Okay, they do animal insurance, but they only do animal insurance for dogs and cats. There is only one company in the United Kingdom that does dangerous reptiles insurance. And the thing is, that insurance is only for national. Right? So there's going to be a lot. And the thing is, people. I've already had someone turn around and say, "Why are you going on about this?" I said, "Well, because it's factual. Why would you turn around to a prominent news broadcaster, okay, like Fox 13 and ABC and other news, and say that you did not have insurance and that the cost will be $150,000 to $200,000, But then on the platform, you say that you've been insured for 26 years. So that leaves the door open for someone to go, what the fuck? Because if you think about it, okay, say for example, I'm going to take two people. I'm going to take Smitty and I'm going to take Al. Al, right, has a motorbike company. He sells motorbikes. He repairs motorbikes. Okay. Now, Al, sorry to use you, Al, but now Al, right, he has insurance. He's liability insurance. He has then got contents insurance. He's then got fire and theft insurance. He'll then have comprehensive insurance, so it covers everything. He will also have, if he's got employees, he will have workers' comp, or he will have insurance for anyone who's injured or falls ill. Right? So he will be covered. Right? Then he will have equipment and everything else. So everything will be insured. Now, some of that stuff can all be done under one insurance. Like a lot of people, when they get car insurance, they can get car, fire, and theft are comprehensive, right? And they can get contents insurance for their vehicle as well. So then, added onto that, you got personal insurance, personal liability. So if you are injured or hurt or unfortunately unalived, right, the insurance will then pay out. Well, we all know that insurance is like trying to get blood out of a stone. So there you got one insurance. Now, let's take Smitty. Smitty is a, upstanding gent. Got his old little beanie hat on and his beard and everything else. And he's got a basic insurance, life insurance. He's got his own personal insurance, all right? So he's riding his bike down the road and he gets taken off his bike by a car. Nothing serious. He gets up. He's got a couple of cuts and scratches. The bike's totaled and there's damage to the car, right? He is insured, right? His insurance will then cover the repair for the car and everything else. That's what insurance covers do. Now, here's the question. If you've got crocodiles, alligators, snakes, spiders, and God knows what else on your property, and then you invite, or a company or a military company comes down to be trained by you, hi Ian, hi Dwayne, to be trained by you, right? That starts showing some red flags, because the military would always do a background check to make sure that when their troops go down for training, or their troops go anywhere for training, right, there's a risk assessment done. There's also they'll go ahead and then make sure everything's safe. There's accommodation and all that. It's all safe, because obviously they don't want to get sued, or they don't want to end up in a shitstorm. Right. So, but the fact that the newspaper articles, and this is going back a few years now, state that he didn't have insurance, but then he says he does, makes you question the credibility of the statements he's made. Oh yeah, we saw the paperwork, we got this, we got that. Look, it's very easy when you've got three people saying the same thing. People are going to believe you, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, well, hang on a minute. So and so said it was true. Oh, so and so said it was true. So that's two people saying it's true, and they saw the paperwork. Okay, it must be true what you're saying. Sure. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just to inform you, I am not human. I am an alien. I am from a planet outside the solar system. We do, and we are able to fly around. The gravity on this planet is so easy to handle. I can fly around. Just go, gone. And on our planet, Dr. Pepper is the national drink. Yeah, everyone loves it. And I'm only here to observe and watch you humans, you humans, And I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed in the humans' behavior. Yeah, I am. Right, so you have to take my word for it now. I am a human being. I am an alien. I am here visiting your planet, and you now need to believe me. There you go. There you go. I'm an alien. And well, limited liability cover. Okay, limited liability. That's what LLC stands for. Okay, it's just like LTD over here in the UK, limited. Right, it's a limited cover, so that you've got certain liabilities that are covered. Right, you pay an excess, and then the insurance covers the rest. That is why it's always good to get yourself a independent liability cover, and mine is quite high actually. What do you mean sod off? Don't tell me to sod. Oh, in the heart, Marlon, in the heart. Mark calling Orson. This is Mark calling Orson. Come in, Orson. What do you want, Mark? Well, I would just like to inform you that being on this planet is probably one of the dumbest things that you've made me do. I've been here now, what, 5-6 months, and all I want to do is go back to my egg, close the egg, and just cry. The level of stupidity and dumbness is beyond recognition. And if half the people here would have fallen out of the stupid tree and hit every branch on the way down, this whole world will be full of branch managers. So if we've got all these people being branch managers, who's going to supervise them? Well, Mark, that's one of your things you need to figure out. But what thing gets me, one thing that I can't get out of my head about Bubbles, is the fact that in 1992, by all accounts, that he took a recording, a 12-minute recording of a woman leaving answering machine messages. And if you listen to these answering machine, if you listen to these messages, that is a woman scorned. That sounds like he had a little bit of the nasty with her, did something, or I don't know. And then basically, you know what a woman is like when she's been taken for a ride or when she's been hurt by someone. She turns into this fucking monster ninja who wants to just fucking And if you listen to these messages, I doubt very much the video still exists. But if you listen to the messages, the fact that she calls him Bruce is just fucking hilarious. And I think he thought it was funny, but she richly made him look like a tit. And yeah, that makes him useful, but he's not. And the fact that he has shown so much unprofessionalism. I mean, look, like I said, I don't hate Lynette. I think that she needs psychological evaluation. I think she needs help. And at this present moment, I think she needs to question Bruce's motive. That was a workhouse scream. Oh, do you think so? Interesting. Malin, would you like to explain what you mean with workhouse scream? Because at once she must have she phoned up. She probably had a couple of glasses of wine when she phoned up, and the fact that she mentioned certain names. I mean, can you imagine going looking for that woman and finding out who that woman was, like, and then finding her, and then she comes forward and then tells us exactly what happened? Can you imagine her sitting there telling all of us what happened? And this is a year before he went into Boston University Law School. He must be an absolute idiot thinking that he could have put that on his YouTube channel and it didn't get caught out. The fact that it didn't get seen for 10 years, because that video had been on his channel for over 10 years, by the way, just so you know. And the fact that he put out a link to his divorce, doxing his ex-wife, and the fact that within 5 minutes of him doing that, considering that I already knew about his divorce, and that's why I made that one comment one day of, been married 24 years and then divorced after 24 years. That's interesting, considering he's already been with this other woman for 7 years and that it was his anniversary. That's all was said. And then he went off on one. Yeah. And then I caught him out in a lie again. The guy is an idiot. The guy is an absolute idiot. But there you go. But tonight's live, you're going to enjoy tonight's live. You're going to have fun tonight. Yeah. Well, I think that he had a relationship with this woman, and I think that it's like, what do you call it? In the old days, in the 90s, we used to call it fuck it and chuck it. Pardon the expression. I do apologize for that, but that's what they used to call it. And then basically you'd have a relationship, you would drain it as much as you can. You would get laid, and then you would just dump it for someone else because you're bored with them. And that's what I think happened with that, because that whole 12 minutes, yeah. Any man with a spine will admit that they've had that type of phone call before, when they've decided to split up with someone who's an absolute, where they're not getting their way, or she's a complete psychopath. And I'm not saying that all women are like that. You do get them, and that's what I think happened. And the fact that John Cook and Lynette Preston have been posting it in there, and people are telling Lisa Rumblegob to stop them from posting. Yeah. I mean, well, you don't know what the relationship is, and I'm not going to speculate or guess what their relationship is, because she seems to be quite well house trained. Especially when they went to their Airbnb, trying to make out it's their property when it turned out it's not. It's an Airbnb. You could see that from get go, because who would have a fire extinguisher in there, put up like that with a sign? That was the telltale sign, and the pictures from the outside as well. That was there was an Airbnb, and if anyone with any good research would find that instantly. But yeah. Do you know, shall I tell you something? The first time I had my interaction with our little Deuce Foreskin, aka Bubbles, aka BBB, aka, Deuce Boy, the moment he responded, I knew straight away that he was an absolute buffoon. In actual fact, calling him a buffoon is giving all the buffoons around the world a bad name. So, this guy is a waste of oxygen. He considers himself a lawyer, and I have seen lawyers on this platform and off this platform who have behaved in more and a better professional way than he will ever achieve. I mean, even Scott Stark is showing professionalism by not being on the platform, not saying a word. Yes, he's got his own dirty washing. Yes, he's got some interesting remarks on his Facebook and also reviews and everything. But the fact that Bruce can't even screen capture, where there's a shitloads of programs out there for free, that he can't even do that, just shows you what type of person he is. And the fact that he likes to do witchcraft yoga. I mean, wear his little top hat. I mean, what else do you need? Everything that you've seen over the last 5-6 months, or since beginning of last year, when he suddenly appeared on the scene, right? Everything he's done should tell you point blank and categorically what type of person he is, what type of lawyer he is, and what type of a human being he is. That's just him. Then we've got Fleabag 1, Lisa, right? Who's had this case not appeared, right? We would have never heard of her. She would have been a speck on the radar. Her whole hatred and that whole goal is Jeremy Hells. It's a personal vendetta. It is a character assassination. Everything is about her. And the thing is, if you look in the past, it's all about how, it's not about, oh, here you go. Here's the evidence. Here's the screenshots of this, that, and that, and that. No, it's all about the voice. It's all about talking. Now, if I had 2 or 3 people on this platform right now, and one person go, yeah, Spawn's right. Yeah, what he's saying is true. Right? People will believe it because people are so naive. They will go, oh, well, if so-and-so's saying it and so-and-so's saying it, then he must be right. But what I'm doing right now, I'm just re-bringing stuff up that's already been mentioned. If you've seen the proof, all you have to do is go and look at my videos, go and look at Jeremy's videos, go and look at Tug and Megan's videos. All the evidence is there. The receipts are there. Everything is there. The behavior, go on Facebook and go back a few months and go and look at the comments and the responses and the behavior. Go and look at the fact that Lisa has an account on that hate group, but you never see her post. Think about it. You never see her post with that account on Facebook. But you see a lot of people using fucking Anonymous. And I'm not just saying it's just her. There's other people like Biscuit Boy, probably, Mr. Dave, fucking Jabba the Hoot. There's a lot of people on there who belong to that little circle that are posting. And yeah, we've got our usual, Ed Lang, that idiot, other people, or Maxi Bay and all these people. And even some people, yes, I've even posted Anonymous a long time ago. And then when it came to a point where I just got bored with the shit, but then suddenly the other day, I posted a TikTok video, a satire, a funny one, right? And it was up, and people were seeing it, and like I had even someone, hit like on it a couple of times, and then suddenly it got taken down by the admin, not by Facebook. It was actually it wasn't deleted. It just got, it needs to be approved by the admin. The admin has taken a stand for, so someone is doing it. Someone is. Which I find quite strange. But I don't really care about that Facebook group because I'm just there to see all the bullshittery and have a good laugh. But the fact of the matter is that all these people, right, they're trying to convince people with just by sitting there and talking for 5-6 hours. Look what happened to David Richards, the one who spent so much money and donated all this money to them. God knows how much he's donated. I think it's quite a bit. And the fact that he asked for transparency and then he got shut down and fucked off by everyone and started getting attacked. He has every right to ask for transparency. He's got every right to ask I want to see evidence where that money's gone. So why don't you show it? Oh, I don't have to. Oh, okay. So when the IRS knock on your door, or when someone from the fraud department knocks on your door, and they want to see all the banking information and everything else where all this money's gone. I mean, when it comes to super chats and memberships and whatever, that's one thing because that goes through your YouTube, and YouTube take their percentage and you get the rest. But when it comes to direct donations or money sent you to directly, that's a different ball game. That's a different ball game, and that's where we go into this legal realm. Now, is it allegedly speculative? What? I'm not going to say anything because at the end of the day, I've said what I needed to say. I have made one thing sure, one thing clear: transparency. Show us receipts. Show us transparency. It's all good. Yeah. Defense. Wow. Okay. But I find it quite strange. Wait a minute. The fact that Bruce doesn't seem to understand that his clients are the defendants, he now wants to drag another attorney in and said that he is going to break the attorney's client privilege. Well, if he said that publicly, right, that can be sent to the magistrate. that can be sent to the magistrate as evidence. So good luck on getting out of that one, Deucey boy. Now, here's the thing. I mean, it's very easy to prove that they're fuck up. And here's why. When they fucking started grifting for the fence panels and everything else, they already had like probably $2,500 or whatever. And then they stated an anonymous donor has gave them the rest for the fence. And this was a few weeks before they started coming out with all this grifting. Now, you tell me, are people so naive and blind and refuse to see what's going on? Or are people just enjoying the drama? Are people deliberately being misled? Yes. Are people ignoring the actual facts? On some occasions, yes. Are people ignoring the fact that this grift has been going on and on and on, and basically it's gone from one person to the next person? Absolutely. The proof in that is the perfect thing. It's the picture with Lisa and the small girl in that picture without the face redacted. It's exactly the same if you take Lynette and that child on the GoFundMe pictures, and then you swap it with the updated picture with Lisa and that child. The only difference is the grifting is now with someone else. Now that the Christmas is done and over with Harley and all that, now it's not about Christmas. Now it's about the barnuminium. Now all the grifting is about the barnuminium. So you're telling me from way before Christmas, all this time, when you already received that money in September, October, November, around that time. So all that time until now, all the monies and all the donations and everything and the gift cards and everything you received, you're telling me that you don't have any of that money? Where's all that money gone to? Because I'll tell you one thing, that fence didn't cost all that money. That's for sure. Because you put it up yourself. You only use one bag per post, which is going to look forward to seeing the aftermath of like a storm going through that area. Right? But the thing is, you'll spend money on fireworks, Christmas lights, Christmas decorations that are not fairly cheap. The little blow-up statues on the outside. You're buying John Cook new boots. You're buying this electric bike and spending all this money on all this shit. Suddenly, Ray Bone Crusher's got a new microphone, and all these people start getting all this new shit. So where's the money going? You're spending money on little flags with all your little icons on it. So where's all this money going? I wonder what the tax man would say. I wonder what a financial advisor or or someone in the financial world will say. I hope you've kept the receipts for everything, by the way. How long do you think Lynette's going to keep that electric bike? How long do you think until that electric bike turns up on Facebook Marketplace or on Gumtree or something like that? How long do you think it's going to take? And here's another thing. Those bikes are not very safe. Batteries going up in flames and stuff like that. And the fact that you rode around with that child on it with no protection, no helmet, nothing. Right? You think you're Evel Knievel, do you? That's an interesting comment, Al. That's a very interesting. Do you know what? That is a very interesting comment. Yeah. I mean, considering that we now found out that, and it's not Robbie's. It's not Robbie's. You're talking about Gabe's restitution. It's not Robbie. I have to correct you on that one. It's not Robbie. It's Gabe. Don't you find it interesting? And also when people actually see what's going on, and then she starts grifting again. How many people do you think are gonna, How many people do you think are sitting there just waiting for her to put another GoFundMe up? And the fact that there's now infighting, I mean, I've seen some people make comments in their stream, and I'm like going, "Ooh, it's kicking off here." You know, how many people have already started to question all this shit with them? Yeah. And the fact that they haven't shown one crystal for a while now. But here's the thing: pay attention, because you're going to see them now. You know, now that I've mentioned it, now they're going to start. It's okay, Al. Don't apologize. You're good. You're good. Don't worry. Right. Um, let's see how quick they start selling crystals again on their platform now that I've mentioned it or it's been mentioned. Yeah, because I find it very peculiar that like you mention Boost not being on their stream and then suddenly he turns up. So let's see how long it takes for them to start selling crystals, because that's one thing they're good at, aren't they? Oh, crystals. Oh, we got these crystals. Yeah, most of the stuff that you've got there is resin. Yeah. Because natural crystal, it'll take you a long time to turn it into a skull or into a man sausage. And the fact that you actually had man sausages on your stream, that just shows what type of people you are. Disgusting to say the least. But hey, freedom of speech, my personal opinion. Don't like it, don't listen. And by the way, to the trolls and everyone outside, thank you very much for being a fan. I really appreciate that. Thanks very much for your view and your support. And keep it up. You know, no one hates you. You're all loved. But you'll be fed later on. I'll just open the window and throw some bread out so to make sure that you get fed. But thank you very much. And to everyone who's in here, one thing I have to say, thank you very much for being here. And thank you very much for having an opinion. Because that's one thing I like. I like to see you guys communicate with each other and discuss this. All right. You know, obviously if you start arguing, I'll step in between it. Hi, good morning, Mark. How are you, fella? You know, and like I go back to the beginning in regards of Uncle Frank and Yoda, right? People need to respect their space right now. So please do that. Please respect their space, all right? Okay. And if anyone gets nasty, just jump on them. Destroy them like you usually do. Because all of you, right, I've got the utmost respect for, not just for because you're here, but also because you are mature adults who know the difference between good and bad and right and wrong. And I'm always going to respect that. And I respect you guys for being here. And again, I respect you and thank you for your support. But like I said, I'm not going to be around the bush. If I got something to say, it's going to be said. I'm not here to hate people, because I don't hate anybody. I despise people and I am disappointed in people. That's different. And here's a little personal message to Bruce P. Prick Matskin. Bruce, as a mature adult, speaking to a, in brackets, adult, here's a bit of advice, what I would give you. Find a new employment. Learn something new. Hang up your, what we over here in the UK would call your court wig. Right? Hang up your court wig and find yourself new employment. Because one thing I can assure you of, you're not doing well as a lawyer. And one can tell one's frustration when you are dealing with this legal thing, because for your outburst and your behavior in front of the magistrate in Pensacola just proves categorically you are not able or capable of being professional, let alone being a respectful individual. Your personality comes out. So pick up a new job, become a Uber driver, or become I don't know, become something, but not a lawyer. And stop making your wife work multiple jobs to pay you, pay for your lifestyle. And that C-class Mercedes. I mean, funny enough, I've got the same car, by the way. Sell it. You'll get a couple of thousand for it if you clean it up and repair anything. But sell it. You'll get a few grand. Expert, dude. Good morning. What do you mean you fell asleep twice? That's in the heart, brother. In the heart. Now, hey, no, thank you, Expert, for popping in. I appreciate it, mate. Love you to bits. Again, thanks very much. We should get together one day and just talk crap. We need to get together and just have a good giggle. Seriously, I think me, and because you've got that Captain America shield in the background, I think you're into the Marvel movies and stuff. But no, I hope that you've enjoyed what's been said. I'm trying to keep it as clean as I possibly can because I'm also trying to not swear, and I don't know how many times I've sworn, so I'll probably have to put a couple of pound in the old box. But Expert, thank you very much for being here, dude. I appreciate that. But you scared the crap out of me, jumping out of nowhere. But what time is it over there right now? Well, East Coast, it's 7:45 in the morning. And you going to bed now? Thanks and good night. Yeah, all right then. Expert, you have a good night, mate. Right, much respect, and you have a good sleep, dude. You deserve it. And if you're live, at some point tonight, after I'm being live, I'll come in and pop in and crack a couple of jokes. It is I, the Spawn. You haven't slept. Why haven't you slept, man? You've been gaming, haven't you? Tell me the truth. You've been gaming. Tell me the truth. I can just imagine you've been socking all day. You've been all night. You've been playing games. You found a game, haven't you? Tell me the truth. Yeah. I can just imagine you playing a game. But one thing I have to tell you, you're a man with a big heart, dude, and you got a lot of integrity, and I've got a lot of respect for that. A lot of respect for that. But yeah, mate, dude, go and get your head down, dude, and we'll talk some other time. We'll definitely talk some other time. That I do assure you. But the thing is, usually if I don't sleep all night, I try to stay awake all day, and then I try to sort of like I go to bed about 9-10 o'clock, and then I wake up about 6 o'clock, 5-6 o'clock. For some reason, I always wake up around 5 o'clock. That usually gets your body clock back into the routine. Wait a minute. Does Expert have American Truck Simulator? Woke up at 6 and then found you on, been listening. Dude, you're welcome in here anytime you like, brother. You know that, don't you? Yeah, I mean, if you want to come in, dude, and chill out, you can chill out, bruv. You're always welcome in here. But wait, fell asleep at 4, woke up at 6, and then found me. I'm not paying for your therapist if you after listening to me for the last hour. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. Actual fact, you can talk to me. The best thing about your stream, Spawn Trip, is it feels like you just like everyone's sitting around the kitchen table having a cuppa and a chat. That's exactly what it is, Smitty. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Rabbit. Hi, Ryan. How you doing? No, that's exactly what it is here. It's like it's like having a big fucking barbecue and everyone is sitting around the fire and talking shit. As long as you don't break one of the rules, then everything's fine. Do you know? Oh, Rabbit, I owe you an apology. The first time I ever saw you and I saw your name, the first thing that came to mind was something that I shouldn't mention now, but I just thought I would say that after breaking cow's water. Uh, why do I feel picked on now? No, but hey, yeah. So I mean, expert. Listen, mate. If you want to go and get your head down, get your head down. If you want to chill out here, you're more than welcome. Chill out. But I am not waiting on you. I'm not going to bring you coffee. I'm not going to bring a silver platter with cake and all that. I'm not doing that, mate. Yeah, I don't think my queen would like that. But I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, but anyway, finishing off with Boost Boy. Yeah, I think you need to. I just think you need to take your certification, take it to the Connecticut Board of Disciplinary, or just hand it to them and say, "Okay, I'm done. Take care. Bye bye," and go and find yourself a new job. I wonder how you'd do as a janitor. But yeah, I forgot. I'm just picturing that. I'm just, I'm just picturing expert sitting there in front of his computer with his glasses on, going, "I need to go to sleep, but I can't. I need to go to sleep, but I can't. Go to sleep. Go to bed." You're on a farm. Jesus. How do you keep? And I was always going to ask that. How do you keep your cattle warm in the sheds in the winter? Because where are you, Iron Rabbit? Are you in the States or over here in the UK? Chris Sakota. Good morning. Salam alaikum. Guten Morgen. Konnichiwa. Yo. It's an individual. You can pay to utility bill, rent, or whatever directly. Yeah. Expert, I'm going to doze off. Hey, expert, off you go, mate. Go on, go and get your head down. Jump in your sack and get your head down, mate. All right. I'm going to be live tonight, so you probably might enjoy that. It'll be about 6 o'clock my time, so in 5 hours' time, which will probably might be the afternoon for you. So you go and get your head down, jump in your pit, and get some sleep, dude. All right. And I really do appreciate and thank you for popping in and laughing about the fact that you've not been asleep and you've been listening to me. I'm surprised you haven't gone into a coma listening to me. So, drone. It's like apparently I've got a monotone voice. Monotone voice? Fuck off. I haven't got a monotone voice. Oh, I just swore. That's another penny in the cup. But yeah, in regards of everything else, transparency is the most important word, I believe, today. Today's word is transparency. The truth will set thy free. Kansas, we have. Oh shit! Yeah, you have been hit by the weather, haven't you? Yeah, you have been. What was it? Kansas? Was it Kansas that had the heavy snow? I'm sure it was Kansas that had the heavy snow. Go on, expert. Everyone's telling you to go to bed, mate. Off you go. Get in your pit. Don't make me ground you. Yeah, that's another thing. Mods. I need to sort my mods out. But in the near future, once I settle into this, I will have permanent mods, and I probably will make one mod, the main mod. But that's going to be in the future. At the moment, my role is any veteran or veterans who I know. AVA, I don't know if you're still awake or if you've done a runner or making sandwiches without telling me and just sitting there eating them. 7 inches of snow over ice. So you got hit. Oh shit. So the cattle, do you just have cattle or have you got horses as well? Because one thing I do know is that horses love snow. They get very excited. Don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that they do. Malin, you have a fantastic afternoon or evening. Good night. Love you lots and big hugs to you and everyone around you. And talk to you soon. Palmer, Hi, welcome. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? How's it hanging? How the little ones? Hope everyone's fine. I'll do some. I have actually, funny enough, I was thinking about you the other day, and I was thinking about a couple of stories, but I need to find them. The problem is these stories are fairly long, so we need to do like a story night one night. Right, so I'm gonna prep a story night one night, and then I'll let you know, and I'll send out a big CC1, a bat signal for you. It'll be the Palmer Arca Homestead signal. Make sure that you get it, and then what we'll do, we'll read a story. Today's warmer, 32 here, 32 Fahrenheit, which is 32. That's -1, -2. Have a calves, chickens. It's a small family farm. Oh, okay. I get you. We have 11 inches of snow, and I'm done with it. 20. Yeah. It's been very cold for us. I mean, like we've had -7, minus. I think it was the coldest it got was minus. What was it? Because I had to go out. I had to go out at 3 o'clock in the morning to check something, and it was -10. And I went out in a t-shirt. That's probably why I got this freaking sniff again. Um, but yeah, there you go. You guys over there, if it's not cold, you got shit burning. I mean, that's bad. That's bad. That is really bad. It's either really bad or it's really bad. Either way. So anyone living in California with near the fires and everything, just take care of yourself. Make sure you're safe. You know, and make sure that all your personal, all your anything that's of value, like family heirlooms and stuff like that, are all in one place so you can grab them if you need to. Right, guys, like I said, I'm gonna this was going to be a long one, and we're just making sure that you are aware of what's going to be happening tonight. Just remember that other people probably might be going live. There's a lot going on at the moment, isn't there? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute, expert! You covered the fires, multiple new wildfire. Oh, did anyone see that? If you in the fake that link that video I put up about that person's trying to start fires in different places, and someone in a car was filming it, and they ended up stopping that person from doing that, literally setting fires under a bridge, next to a bridge, on a tree line, next to I think it was a motorway, whatever it was, and that's insane. That's absolutely insane. What is wrong with people? You're going around trying to set fires in a town. You know. Just remember, if it gets really cold, right, and you get a numb nose or numb fingers, don't put them under warm water, or don't. You need to warm up naturally. Okay. Remember, warm up naturally, because that's frost nip, right? Frost nip, then it's frostbite. Yeah. Right. Just remember that. Always do it nice and slowly. But anyway, guys, yeah, go and check out the experts. 2 days ago, he streamed 2 days ago about the multiple wildfires in California. Go and check that out. Seriously. Actual fact, 1 second. You need to go and check that out. Yeah. Go and check out the experts. Right. 2 days ago, he discussed. He actually discussed the wildfires. Go and check that out. That's important. That's interesting. That's very interesting. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Yeah, so it's cold, is it? Yeah. But anyway, guys, like I said, tonight you got another stream, which is going to be very important. So make sure you're here if you want to see it, and if you're not, you'll see it in the review. You have to be in the review crew, you know. So, but like I said, yeah, there you go. So have a nice afternoon, nice morning, nice day, and all that. Remember, be good to each other. Look forward to tonight's stream, which is going to be very interesting, or this afternoon for you Americans. The recent news of the military army being broken into during the fires. Number. Oh, really? Johnny D, how you doing, dude? Jeff Gray. Well, that's not good. And if a military armory was broken into, where were the troops? Military armies are usually guarded and protected, so that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a good explanation. Well, we can talk about that tonight. But anyway, guys, I want to bid you adieu. Have a nice afternoon, morning. Expect if you're still here, go to bed. And again, everyone, thanks very much for being who you are. And all I can say now is, ladies and gentlemen, Ewoks and Wookiees, boys and girls, members of the jury, Your Honor, you have now 2 minutes to grab all your belongings and get dressed, prepare yourself, and make your way to the exits, which are here, 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 and here. Okay, and look forward to tonight's stream. So take care, guys. Remember, guys, be nice to each other, respect each other, and look forward to tonight. For everyone, thank you so much for coming, and we'll see